Independence Day weekend shaping up to be a great one here in many parts of West Michigan. Some much-deserved sunshine after all the rain we've seen over the past several days now. A good Wednesday afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm News 8 digital anchor Luke Laster here from the Wood TV Live Desk. Joining me, as usual, Storm Teammate member Emily Skydema here. Emily, I'm just happy that it cleared up because it was looking like we might see some rain this weekend. How are we looking here, as we head into, Thursday, Friday, and Independence Day weekend?
Yeah, you said it. This is much deserved because we have been through a very, very, very rainy stretch of weather. We're going to finish off the month of June with over 4 inches more rainfall than usual. So this has been just kind of a rainy, gloomy, dreary week, to say the least. And thankfully, it looks like things are going to be clearing out just in time for the holiday weekend. I think that's the silver lining. We got through the rain. We needed some of that rain, maybe not all of that rain. But as we head into the weekend, the sunshine is going to come back. The dry weather is going to come back. And it looks like we'll have at least a few days where our temperatures are going to be nice and comfortable too. So we have good things ahead of us for the weekend.
What you're seeing right now, we got to look at the radar, but now we have the weekend forecast itself, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, of course. Easing into it, 70s, 80s, and high 80s there. So
yeah, that's a good point. We're not just diving in headfirst into the heat and humidity. One thing to note for Thursday, which of course isn't on that graphic, but for Thursday there are going to be some dangerous beach and boating conditions. We'll be out at the lakeshore tomorrow telling you about some of those conditions. But just in case you're getting an earlier start to your holiday weekend, just keep in mind we're looking at 3 to 5 footers out at the lakeshore tomorrow. So there will be some small craft advisories and beach hazard statements in effect. Once we get through Thursday, though, the rest of your weekend forecast looks awesome. Friday, mid-70s, a lot of sunshine, and it's not going to be too humid. It's the cliche, it's not the heat, it's the humidity. But if you're considering that, Friday and Saturday really look exceptional because it's not going to be too humid, and there will be a lot of sunshine. Saturday, a few degrees warmer. Like Luke said, we're easing our way into it slowly, so we should be in the low 80s. And then for the 4th of July itself, still looks dry, still looks sunny, but notice temperatures are going to make their way back close to 90 degrees. Bill Steffen is upstairs forecasting right now. Those were my numbers from the earlier afternoon forecast, so we'll see. We might even end up bumping those numbers up slightly for Sunday. Into Monday, some 90s out of the question. So Sunday, 4th of July itself, going to be very warm, and that's when the humidity is going to start to creep back in as well. Hydrate if you have any outdoor plans. Of course, remember the sunscreen, all of that good stuff. Hydrate. So it's going to be a humid one. You got it?
Got it.
Nice. I left mine upstairs, but it is up there, and I've been sipping from that water bottle all day.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, I want to point out, too, real quick, didn't mention it there off the top, but use those hashtags that you see below our names there if you have any weather-related questions here as we head into Independence Day weekend. Hashtag Hey Luke and hashtag Hey Emily. I'll be able to pop it up on the screen there for you, and we'll be able to get it answered. All right, Emily. We also have our, what do we have here? Our Dewpoint Forecast.
Yes.
So let's take a look at that one here, and we'll pop that up, but get that up there in a second.
Yeah, so the big takeaway is just it's going to be humid, unfortunately, just in time for the weekend. I guess it's everyone's personal preference. Maybe you'd rather have the heat and humidity rather than one of the rainy days that we saw last weekend. But do keep in mind, Sunday is when those dew points make it back to the mid-60s, and Monday looks fairly muggy as well. So we'll finish off the work week, 4th of July. That's when we have the humidity creeping back in. Start off the next week with high dew point values as well. Thankfully, though, Friday and Saturday, I'm sure a lot of people will be celebrating Independence Day all weekend long. And with dew points in the 50s, both of those days, I mean, those are the really, really comfortable conditions that we love in West Michigan. When we have the sunshine and dew points in the 50s and air temperatures that are in the 70s and 80s, those are really just perfect summer days to start off the month of July.
And also, July 5th. This is a good question here from Wilson. Saying, hashtag, hey, Emily, a lot of employers recognize Monday, July 5th as a holiday. What's the weather trend for that day?
Yeah, so notice on that dew point forecast, still very humid on July 5th. And I'm thinking the actual air temperature will end up around 90 as well. So the 5th should be fairly similar to the 4th. There is a very small outside chance of a shower later in the afternoon on the 5th, but it really looks like midweek is when we'll start to see those rain and storm chances working their way back in. So in general, if you like the 4th, I think you'll like the 5th as well. Hopefully you can get outside both of those days. Maybe you have both of those days off of work and enjoy some of that classic July weather. Certainly not the most heat and humidity we've ever seen for the 4th of July, but both the 4th and the 5th should be a little bit steamy for your outdoor activities.
Wilson, thank you for asking that question. Yes. And folks, also our full Storm Team 8 forecast up on woodtv.com. We have your full weekend forecast here for Independence Day also that is linked in this article. You're able to check that out. It'll take you over to Wood TV. Let's go back, Emily, to our weekend forecast here, that 3-day look. Anything unusual, in any of our coverage areas that you think is, maybe worth noting?
The cool thing, I was just looking at the forecast for those who are heading to the UP and Northern Lower this weekend as well, which we will have a look at the up north forecast at 5:30. Shameless plug. Yes. But just so you know, it does look like all across the state of Michigan we'll be seeing kind of similar conditions. So if you wanted to head to the UP or Northern Lower, it looks fairly dry there as well. And that's a nice thing because as beautiful as West Michigan is, I know a lot of people head to the north this weekend, head to the UP or even Northern Lower, and it looks like a lot of the state, the vast majority of the state, will be seeing the dry conditions too. So if you're getting out of town for the weekend, the weather should cooperate for you.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, any questions on this weekend's forecast, go ahead, use those hashtags there. Hey, Luke, or hey, Emily. We'll be able to pop it up on the screen just like we saw with Wilson asking about that July 5th, and what we'll see on that day. Emily, beach and boating last week. You were in a lighthouse.
I was in a lighthouse.
That was cool. Was that a first?
It was a first for me. That was super, super cool. I'm sure I've been in a lighthouse before, as a kid.
But never reported,
I've never reported in a lighthouse. That was amazing. And it was especially cool because we were at the Muskegon South Pierhead. And if you've ever stood along the Muskegon Channel, the Lake Express goes down. So we were up in the lighthouse, and then the giant ferry went down.
Oh,
it was completely deserted. We had the best view in the house to see the boat go by. Our good luck with the weather for the beach and boating forecast definitely ran out last week.
But it's back this week.
Yeah, it's back this week. And you know what? It worked out in our favor last week as well. So no complaints. It is looking a bit choppy tomorrow, though. So not sure if we're going to venture out too far in the boat. There is a small craft advisory in effect. So it might be more of a sit at the dock in the boat or just even show off the waves from the lakeshore tomorrow.
Let's go back one more time here before we wrap up. Again, folks, any questions, go ahead and pop those there in the comments to the Dewpoint Forecast. Again, kind of going back to our last graphic, anything out of the ordinary in any of our coverage areas here in West Michigan that you think's worth noting here?
Yeah, tomorrow, just keep in mind when you wake up, it might still feel a little bit sticky out there, but our dew point should be dropping through the day. Friday and Saturday, I cannot express enough. They really just look like those perfect summer days in West Michigan. When you have dew point temperatures that are in the 50s, that's what a lot of people kind of associate with the dry, comfortable air. It's not the air that you step outside in and it feels so oppressive and muggy. So if you're trying to decide on maybe a cookout or something like that over the long holiday weekend, if you have Friday off or if you have all the way through Monday off, just remember that the 4th of July itself and Monday will probably be the two more humid days of the bunch. If you don't like that humidity and you're fine with maybe scooching your plans up a few days, Friday and Saturday, those days I don't think you can beat. They look awesome. 70s, low 80s, not humid and sunny.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, folks, one more look at the radar there here as we wrap up. Emily, any final thoughts there? Any outdoor safety, anything along those lines when it comes to, you mentioned it about staying hydrated, sunscreen, things along those lines. But any other mentions?
Yeah, all of that good stuff for sure. Hopefully everyone was staying safe over the weekend as we had those strong storms that moved through and those tornado touchdowns as well. Just looking at the radar, you can see that now the rain has shifted down to our south, and that's a welcome sight because we got so much rain. We do still have just a small outside chance of seeing a shower tomorrow afternoon, but I think the worst of it is behind us. Still a few storms rumbling through the UP there as well, but those are forecast to die off and fall apart before they get closer to us in West Michigan. So, yeah, as always, Luke, like you said, just remember the sunscreen this weekend. Make sure you're drinking the water because it is going to be a warm and a humid 4th of July. But I'm just happy the rain has come
Yes.
to an end for a few days, and it coincides with when a lot of people want to be outside and celebrating the holiday.
And that's a good way to end it. All right, folks. All of that over on woodtv.com. We have your 4th of July forecast as well as other updates from Storm Team 8 over on woodtv.com. They have a weather section there you click on, and you'll be able to find it. All right, folks. It's been a look at the Wood TV Live Desk. Thank you for watching. Have a great 4th of July week, and have a great night.